Leonardo da Vinci painted the Ginevra de' Benci in 1474 in Florence, Italy. The painting of Ginevra de' Benci is an important part of history because of the way the piece portrayed women during this time period and inspired new painting techniques. Leonardo da Vinci was born on April 15th in a small farmhouse outside of Tuscan Hill in Florence, Italy. He was born out of wedlock and spent most of his childhood moving between homes. In school, Leonardo da Vinci studied math, but by the time he was a teenager, he realized he wanted to be an artist. When Leonardo painted the Ginevra de' Benci, he was still an apprentice studying under the artist Andrea de Sione. The subject of this painting, Ginevra de' Benci, was the daughter of a well-respected banker in Florence, Italy. She came from a wealthy family and was highly educated. At the time of the painting, she was 16. The painting itself acted as a celebration for her soon-to-be marriage to Luigi di Bernardo Niccolini. However, during this time, she had a secret admirer, Bernardo Bimbo. In 1991, the phrase "Vertivem forma decor," or virtue and honor, was found on the painting. The phrase is significant because it was a commonly used saying by Bernardo Bimbo and hinted his possible involvement in the painting being made. Despite this, it is still difficult to pinpoint exactly who requested this painting. The way Ginevra dresses also reflects how she felt about the marriage. The casual brown dress dampers the mood established by the elegance of the painting. Ginevra can also be seen wearing a few pieces of jewelry. However, it was cheap and did not represent the wealth of her family. Most women of this time period would have worn flowing, lavish dresses accompanied with expensive jewelry to symbolize their societal prestige. During the time that the Ginevra de' Benci was produced, women were expected to look modest and beautiful to help mirror an image of purity. This was a sign of goodness. Having fair skin and looking natural was a sign of true beauty, which is displayed in Ginevra de' Benci. This painting of Ginevra de' Benci was one of the earliest paintings where the artist used oil paint. If you look closely at the details of the painting, you would notice wrinkling on the paper. This means that Leonardo da Vinci was just learning to use oil paint, so the technique that he used was not perfect. After the painting is created, it presumably stays under the care of the Benci family. However, in 1733, the royal family of Liechtenstein purchased the painting. During World War II, the royal family of Liechtenstein had to hide the painting in a monastery before the Nazis came. Soon after, the Soviets began to push in from the east, so the prince at the time took the portrait and hid her in a wine cellar in his castle in Vaduz. Even though this masterpiece was saved and preserved, at some point in history the panel that showed her hands was removed, most likely because of damage of some kind. The whereabouts of this panel is still unknown. The Liechtenstein family almost acted as the monument's men for this degenerative artwork since they took care of it while the Nazis were coming. The monument's men were a group of men and women from all around the world who volunteered to help in MFAA, which stands for Monuments, Fine Arts, and Archives. Most of these volunteers were museum directors, curators, art scholars, educators, artists, and architects. Their main goal was to save as much culture from Europe during the destruction of World War II. They have tracked, located, and returned over 5 million pieces of art that had been stolen by the Nazis during Hitler's reign. They were established to preserve as many cultural treasures as possible. In 1967, Prince Franz Joseph II sold the painting for $5 million to the Washington, D.C. National Gallery of Art to help alleviate the Liechtenstein family's debt. To this day, it remains to be the only artwork by Da Vinci that is in America's possession. The painting of Ginevra de' Benci is an important part of history because of the way the piece portrayed women during this time period and inspired new painting techniques.